For some time, I've been using Algorand and other DeFi platforms. But one question has always bothered me. Am I actually making money, or am I just losing my shirt? Most crypto platforms don't offer a good way to track your earnings. So I decided to start an experiment. I put $100 into 3 different Algorand DeFi platforms. This is the result. What's up, guys? Frugal VC. Welcome back to our Algorand DeFi weekly update with our Algorand DeFi experiment, as well as portfolio update. As I explained, the whole point of doing this is I wanted to actually track whether I'm earning money on these DeFi platforms or am I losing my shirt? And no one wants that, let me tell you. So let's get into what is going on with today's crypto market and our experiments. And I will tell you, it is a bit of a bloodbath. Stay tuned to the end. You can see how everything compares, not just to itself, but also to what if you just bought $100 worth of Bitcoin or Algorand. And so you want to watch the whole thing because you want to see how this goes. Let's start with Cometa. Cometa, we are down to $69.75 out of $100. So not looking great. It is down past last week. It was at 80.98, so it is down even another $10, and that's not great. And that is with taking rewards. As you can see, a little has accumulated since I took my snapshot, but not doing so good. On to Tiny Man. This one's been the best performing of the three, currently sitting at 86.36, which is funny because when I took my snapshot, it was still at 86. Well, actually, it was 86.34. Okay, it was about what it was. That was at 91.80. And as you know, Algorand has dropped a lot this week, so that's going to affect all of these. Then we go down to Folks Finance. I'm kind of rattling through these, man. Folks Finance sitting at 13.67. Have not been able to claim any rewards yet. And the APY has dropped from 8 something. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it's down to 7.25%. So it's dropped a little bit. I'm not sure when you get rewards or how that works, but we'll keep an eye on it. I don't know if it's just for the whole. I don't really know, and there's not a lot to explain it from what I can see. So interesting though. I think this. I've got a lot of promise on this because I think that this could end up being one of the safest ways to grow your algo bag. Over to Lofty. Now this one I have to go to my notes a little bit to explain a lot of this stuff, but currently sitting at 21.20 in terms of total property value. I still have 10 they're not paying. I was almost excited because I counted 9 the first time I counted, and then I went back through and recounted. Actually, it's 20, or excuse me, 10 properties still not paying, and that is a bummer. That's out of 22, so that's nearly half, very close. And I've earned a total rent of $159.36 since I've had this. Obviously, I've been adding properties, although not as many lately, and still this balance isn't making a lot of sense because my gift balance is 31.75, my rent balance is 14.87, and those two things do not add up to 51.74. So I have no idea where that number comes from. It never used to be like with that. It never used to be like that. I'm not sure what's going on with that. 8.74% historical return. And that is counting property value as well, not just rent. So rent is paying 13 cents a day, and that is a little bit more than the 12 cents a day that's typical. So I'm not sure what's going on there. It's probably fractional cents just being rounded up for this one and not the last one. But that's the deal with Lofty. Still kind of some troubles with that one. Okay, so now I'm going to go through some of the other things, and I'm going to have to look at my chart here, so you have to forgive me. Let's see. Well, if you owned 466 algo, and like I said, that is $100 when we started the experiment, it would only be worth $74.89. So you can see that some projects are outperforming just owning algo. A lot of them are not. Bitcoin now, Bitcoin 0.00375 Bitcoin was $100 worth of Bitcoin when I started the experiment a few months ago. You'd actually be at 98.71. So this is the first week in this experiment that we're actually down and not up. Now to talk about my altcoin portfolio, I have 8 coins that I'm holding for the bear market, but 3 I am staking outside of Coinbase. So I have to do them separately, but my bag right now that is still on Coinbase is Polygon. Mina, Metastyle, PYR, and Blur. Started with a cost basis of 650 on that. Obviously, as I add to that, that will change over time. And that is actually down to 524.99. So that's been up previously, but that is down now. A near $125 is our cost basis, and we're actually down to 117.37. That is 72 near. And staking, I've made 275 so far. So we'll have to add to that to get the total. H-bar cost basis is 175. We are down at 144.5. And we made 20 H-bars this week for a $1.03 return on that. So not too bad there. Cosmos, now I want to keep in mind, this is less of a cost basis and just kind of tracking when I started, because actually a lot of the Cosmos I bought was, you know, a few years ago when it was actually quite a bit cheaper. So I'm way up on my Cosmos, but I'm tracking it at $310 when I first started the experiment, now at $342, and I made $1.42 in Cosmos. Probably should keep track of the coins there a little better. I will do that for next time. So that's really it. Interesting results this week. Interesting that even everything is pretty much down. So, but the Algorand DeFi stuff is still performing the worst out of any of them, out of just buying Algorand, out of just owning Near. And the exception seems to be Tiny Man. And the reason with Tiny Man is the pool that I'm in is Algorand and USD. So that seems to work the best. And that's one of the ones I like. Now, here's a little caveat with Tiny Man. You have to be careful because a lot of times those APRs will just drop out of nowhere. Happened to me during governance. So it was either pull out of governance or, you know, lose opportunities in other places. Although I'm starting to think maybe that wouldn't have been so bad. But yeah, that's definitely that's probably the best of the Algorand DeFi. I'm still a big fan of when you can just stake on a platform, which is why I like Near and Cosmos and H-bar. And Lofty, I used to be a big fan of. I still like it. It just hasn't been performing very well. And I've heard there's sort of a global trend of trouble in the rental market, so to speak. So this isn't really that different from that, but still kind of too bad, you know? So that's a wrap up this week. Leave me thoughts of how are your stuff doing? Do you have better suggestions for protocols? One thing I want to say about Folks Finance is the reason that total is so low is because that is the money that we took from AlgoStake when AlgoStake went under. The coin dropped overnight, and yeah, that was rough. And you can see the chart behind me how much Algorand has been dropping. I mean, this is the most recent, so you can see it's just been on a downward trajectory, even when some of the other coins have been going up, and it's troubling. So that's it for this week. Let me know how your stuff is doing in the comments below. Let me know any suggestions for the content. I hope you like the new intro. I'm still working on it. I just want to get this out, and I put a lot of time yesterday into getting that much done, and I want to add some music and enhance it. So let me know what you think about that. Leave your comments below, and if you want to hit the subscribe buttons, and you can see all of our crypto experiments. I do this one every week, because my goal was I wanted to know, are you actually making money on Algorand DeFi, or are you just losing your shirt? Are you actually losing so much through the coin devaluation that you're not actually gaining money? And I'm starting to think it's the latter. Anyway, I'm Frugal BC. Stay safe out there. Not your keys, not your crypto. Get your stuff off exchanges, Ledger for the maximum safety. And as always, I'll see you in the future.